London is on track for the worst year for teenage murders on record. A Metropolitan Police unit has been tasked to target gang violence in North London, where the problem is at its worst. 27 teenagers have lost their lives so far in the capital in 2021, with the youngest victim just 14 years old. Well, joining me now is the chair of the London Assembly's Police and Crime Committee, Shaun Bailey. Shaun, what is going on? Why have we not got a handle on this?
Good afternoon. Let me just say this first to all of your listeners across the country who think this has nothing to do with them because they don't live in London. Crime in London now under Sadiq Khan has become so bad we're exporting it to other parts of the country. So it actually is a problem for the whole country. There's people who think this is an issue just for the black community, but only maybe 8 months ago, a good friend of mine, Yasna, her son was murdered and he is not black. This is an issue that we all need to face. And the first step is backing the police in London to do their job. The second piece is repairing some of the relationships that communities have, particularly the black community don't have with the police, that needs to be done. And thirdly, we've got to make sure we maintain an authority for the police. Bashing the police recently has become a bit of a national sport. If we want the roads to be safe, we have to make sure we give the police some authority.
It used to be the Conservative Party mantra, didn't it? Tough on crime, tough on the causes of crime. Do you think we're doing enough right now in 2021 to make sure that young kids aren't drawn into ganglands and criminal behaviours?
Firstly, I think it's the Labour Party who used that slogan, just to be clear. The other thing I would say is this. Earlier on in your show, you talked about family and you talked about the importance of family and absent fathers and all of those things. That social piece is very important to crime in general and gang crime in particular. But it's become unfashionable now to talk about absent fathers. It's become unfashionable to talk about, the family unit as many people would recognise it. Until we go back and have a real conversation about what it is to keep our children in school, discipline in school, family structure and all those things, we're going to have serious crime problems on the street. The second piece is, of course, we have to back the police to do their job. That's why I've been a big advocate of stop and search. And as a black man who's been stopped multiple times, it's a bit of a weird emotional place to say, actually, we need more stop and search, not less. And the other thing is we've got to do something about drug crime. One of the worst things that Sadiq Khan has done in London is suggest that he would legalise drugs. Anybody who knows anything about crime knows a huge amount of it, particularly gang crime, is driven by drugs. So we mustn't ease up on that.
But where is this current situation the responsibility of the Mayor of London, and where is it the responsibility of the current government? Because it seems to me that the Conservative Party seems to be reversing away from any accusation that they are the nanny state and not really focusing on ways in which we can start building a more cohesive society.
Let's be clear, this is the responsibility of everyone. And I know my particular beef is with Sadiq Khan because on 3 separate occasions, I've asked him, would he do something? Would he look into why the level of violence is so high in the black community? And he's told me no, point blank. That's where my particular beef comes from. And I would say to any police and crime commissioner in the country, even if you have no black community, what are you doing to look at the community that generates most of the violence and also suffers from it? That's key. When you talk about the government, there is things the government can do. They can make sure that we get our 20,000 extra police officers very, very quickly. They can do things like the current policing minister. He's looking at county lines. That's where we take criminals from big cities like London and they go out into the country and commit other crimes. He's looking at treating that like a business and disrupting that business, which has been very, very successful. We need to modernise. Criminals are modernising and we need to modernise. And to make sure I don't dodge your question, yes, the government have a very big footprint in this, but so do all police and crime commissioners up and down the country, including Sadiq Khan.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.